Grand final of ESWC. We already have third place forever, fourth place Cooler, and now who will be first, who will be second? On Lost Fleet, it's Cypher of Belarus against Winz of France, and Winz has himself a 1 frag lead here in the grand final. We know that this game has been underway for a little while. Do we think that perhaps we're onto the second map already? I do. So ReDeYe can't actually talk right now, but he was trying to. Winz with the LG, drops Cypher. Cypher comes back with a rocket in on Winz, and now the mic's live. And now we go in with 14 minutes in. Winz up 3-1. We've had, 1 minute in, 14 minutes to go. Winz up 3-1. LG in hand. He'll push on forward, and as he goes on through, we have Winz with a 4-1 score as he'll make his way forward with that LG. He's pushing on forward. He's denied Cypher that rail, and Winz is in a very, very comfortable position. We saw Cypher take this map from Toxic and from Cooler yesterday, and right now Winz is showing him how to play. And well, the Frenchman in France, of course, in his second consecutive ESWC Grand Final. ReDeYe, how big is that?
4-1 is the score right now. 13 minutes remaining in what we believe is the second map. We're going to try and see if we can find someone that can tell us whether this is the first or the second, so that we can actually make a fuss if it is the second one and one of the two players wins it, because otherwise we have no idea whether we're going to a third or not. Winz leading this one here on Lost Fleet though by 4-1 with 12:50 remaining.
Yes, indeed. He's going to hold off here. We have ourselves a, well, Winz he's slowed down. He picked up those first frags very, very quickly, and he will push on through. Now at 4-1 with 12:30 left on the board. He holds on off, and we are just checking in to see whether it is the grand final or not, as we have ourselves Cooler still slowing this one down, and that's the interesting point right there. Cooler is able, Cooler? Wishful thinking. Winz is still slowing this one down, and he's just now come on forward. Cypher landed a rail on him, but Winz come up with a strong barrage of LG. He's going to push himself forward. Winz showing he's not just a frantic man as he goes on forward now. Rockets coming out from Cypher, but again, Winz is lethal LG. And ReDeYe, you know what? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think this man is possibly the most underrated player, especially when it comes to the LG.
I think you're right, absolutely. He has been kind of, I don't know, ridiculed by some actually in the Quake4 scene, but there is no doubting he has talent, and he's showing exactly why now here at ESWC. Yet again, on home ground, he is able to prove to everyone he has what it takes. And I tell you what, I spoke to him earlier, he is going to attend CPL Summer as well, so that is another bonus. He will be going head-to-head with all of these other players that have been giving him a hard time. They're going to battle around the yellow by the wall right now. Winz actually gets the yellow, and the Belarusians have this ability to disappear into thin air, but not there, because the rail goes down through the pixels and through the angles right down low, and Winz will nail that one to the wall. 7-1 the score. Winz leading quite comfortably, has to be said right now. The mega health is spawned, and Winz will take it away from Cypher. Cypher in on the mega by just a fraction too late, and Winz will steal away the mega and grab the kill as well. 7 frags the difference now, and we've played 4 minutes so far here in the ESWC Grand Final for Quake4 2006. Winz, of course, winning last year's UT 2004. Cypher comes back with a rocket. Winz finally down after some great LG work from him as well. And Cypher just stopping the rot a little bit, but Winz gets one off the spawn, having picked up the LG. Will make his way up onto the pipe in slow motion and then drop down towards that mega health. But he knows Cypher will hound him down with the rockets, take that rocket down, and now Winz back into the spawn with just a machine gun, just trying to pick off Cypher with it as well. That's a strange decision by Winz, and he waited for Cypher to come towards him, who then just LG'd him to death. And I guess Winz was just trying to reduce his health a little bit because he knew he was going to go down anyway. Now they're going to go LG to LG. Winz just trying to get up on the pipework, back to the high yellow, hasn't been able to. He's 21 health only, but he leads by 9-4 right now, and we're 1/3 of the way through as he brings out his Russian shotgun there.
Yeah, nice little work there from Winz. He's going to pop himself up now, and one thing that's always interested me about Winz is he a homeboy player? You look, and I was talking to midway about the advantage of home ground, and that's what Winz has here. And he's won last year on home soil, this year on home soil. When it comes to playing abroad, he's mentioned he'll be at Intel Summer. He's not had quite the success abroad, and it's the same throughout the games of how important it is. Cypher comes up with an LG frag there. How important throughout the games home soil is. I mean, look at WNV and CS. Some people call them all China basically, and it sort of rotates around. But home soil is so big, and Winz right now, the crowd is electric. Crow, who called us to tell us the password, he called us both 3 or 4 times afterwards to make sure that we heard the password. Yeah. He heard such a huge roar, he didn't think we heard it.
Yeah, it was pretty loud out there, I have to say, yesterday, and today will be even worse. Cypher with a wonderful rail in on Winz. He's now reduced the deficit to just 2 frags here, 10-8, and he's not giving up. Brilliant rocket as well on the flick turn as he went down into the trench of doom. He's now going to wait for that mega to spawn with the rail trained out. Now Pops actually pops through without claiming it as well, and this is...
ReDeYe has died. Anyway, we lose ReDeYe, but it is the first map here, if he cut out before he got to say that. So first map, Winz 10, Cypher 8. 8 minutes and 35 seconds to go. You're inside the game partner with GotFrag.com at the ESWC Quake4 1v1 Grand Finals. Cool has finished 4th, Forever has finished 3rd, and one of these 2 players will be taking home that big prize and that gold medal at the World Cup. It's Cypher to make his way forward. He's down by 2 on his own map. He's going to push on forward with the Hyperblast now. Going to collect himself up that yellow armor. Winz has just been allowed to steal away that rail, and as we know how crucial that can be, he's going to pop himself forward and hold off here. In comes Cypher with a stunning rail from just around the corner. Peekaboo, rail to the face, and now 8 minutes left to go as we approach the halfway point. Winz only leading by 1, and Cypher's not allowing it to go. I was talking to Cypher earlier outside the venue, and I said to him, he can't smoke before the grand final. He said it's for the nerves. And, you can't. Oh, Cypher with another LG, and he's tied this one up right at the halfway point. And maybe that opening was nerves, and now he's got over them. Well, what you said. Oh, there it is. It's Winz. It's Cypher just hounding down Winz. Long range rail from across the map, and then an LG. Maybe what you said about him just not playing up to this is true, because he does look like he's 14 years old, and none of this should. It'll go either way. Either it does phase him completely, and he'll do nothing, or it won't phase him at all. And right now, it looks like it's not phasing him at all, as he's 12-10 up against Winz in the grand final.
Yeah, grand final here at ESWC 2006. Cypher, the surprise perhaps of the tournament for many people. Great rockets from Cypher, and Winz kind of smashes his keyboard, sends a load of random letters all over the place, and will spawn now. Actually, I don't know what he was doing right there, but he stood still for a little while. He hasn't crashed though, but he is 13-10 down. I just get a feeling that he was a little frustrated after that run from the Belarusian. He actually did a very nice run of frags, and Winz couldn't get back into the game. No matter what he did, it was random rockets almost that hit him. That's a brilliant rocket from Winz. Another rocket that hits him as well as he bounces him away from the high yellow. Winz will claim that. He also got a bit of splash damage himself, and then fires off rockets left, right, and then they exchange rails through that middle area again. And Cypher back with more rocket work. He really has been sublime this week with rockets, and he's showing it again here, despite the fact that really Lost Fleet is not a rocket map.
No, it's not, but it was that crucial rocket. Winz landed those 3 there, and Cypher just got 1 off. And that 1 stopped Winz from chasing him. And had Winz chased him, he would have killed him. And now Cypher coming up with 1-2 with the rocket, and the 3rd at the Mega spawn. And the Mega will go into Belarusian hands. Rocket's coming in, he's got 2. Right onto his face, and now Winz has been decapitated. Headshots might count in the game like CS, but here they just count for looking pretty. And boy, oh boy, did that look pretty as he makes his way forward. 15-10 in favor of the Belarusian, as he'll make his way forward. He's going to drop those grenades down towards the mega area. Doesn't spawn for just a while yet though, as Winz is going to charge at him with his own grenades, and Winz puts a rocket in his pocket, and that is 15-11. Still game on, but 5:33 left.
Absolutely game on. There's nothing between these 2 players the way they're playing. It's just a little bit of control here and there. Great pixel perfect rail from Cypher right into the middle area across from the rail spawn. He's now going to zoom it up and then blow him away with another rail shot. Great stuff from the Belarusian again. And another rail off the spawn. Winz has nowhere to run and hide right now, and he doesn't want to be running and hiding. He wants to be playing ball because he's 5 frags down. Has to try and get back into this one. 197, 15 health for Winz. He has just picked up the Mega and will now lash him with that LG, that lightning gun, and bring the gap down to 4. Might get another one off the spawn here. Dash chasing down right behind the LG. LG picked up by Cypher. Wasn't quick enough to get him back though, and Winz carried on following him. Will take him down with a frag. Collects the next yellow. We're down into the last 5 minutes on map 1 here. It's still anyone's game at 16-13.
Yes, it is, and Winz with map control, with all of the armor and health, and that's the question is, can he make that pay? He's just blind his opponent on the other side of the map with the 5 armor shards, 5 health shards. Winz has now picked up that Mega, and now it's a question of, what do we see from Cypher's game now? Do we see him go down to a stunning round from Winz? But what the point I'm making here is, does Cypher have the ability to switch off from his opponent and slow this game right down? Right now, he's going to come up with a Hyper Blaster shot that has just taken away 160 points of health and 60 points of armor, and I didn't even think that was humanly possible. Cypher with a double rocket into Winz, and he's going to just show what is in his game. I question whether he could slow this one down. He says, why slow it down? Why not get some more frags on the board? Why not speed it up and make this an entertaining game?
Unbelievable stuff. Last Mega has gone the way of the Belarusian as well. Winz has made his way back towards the LG, picked up a stray LG as well. Now hop himself up the box into the crescent hallway, leading him back to the yellow. Now edging back towards rail, just trying to size up where Cypher is right now. He doesn't want to commit to too much. He knows that rail is there, and he has got the rail finally, picked it up and tried to land one across the map, right over to the pipework leading to the high yellow. He's now hopped up there as well, and he's getting really aggressive as well, Winz. I know that having spoke to him earlier, you spoke to Cypher, I ended up speaking to Winz. It was quite weird how it ended up. I was speaking to Winz, he was talking about going off to other tournaments and so on, but also we asked him, actually we stood there with Cash and asked him, how are you going to play this guy? How are you going to play a guy you've never seen before, let alone play against? I mean, you've never even seen a demo. And he said, it's okay, I watched 2 hours worth of his demos last night. So he knows, he's not going to get surprised here. He knows exactly what he's in for, and he's seen him play all weekend. Really, really hot. And, well, as you can see now, the result is obvious. It's going to be a close game. 3 minutes remaining. 18-14, going another rocket battle in the middle area. And Winz backing away yet again. He does have the advantage of health. He doesn't have a lot of armor. It's being stripped away, and Cypher comes in yet again. And Winz will respawn. The Mega will spawn up on Cypher's run as well. Did he actually pick that up? I'm not sure he did. He did pick it up. And then Cypher came through again to take him down with the LG and has extended his lead here to 6 frags.
Yes, he has. And Cypher homing in on map victory numero uno. And he's going to make his way across. And that's just the amount of respect Winz has given him, that you mentioned he was out 2 hours last night. Instead of watching France beat Brazil, he was watching demos. And, that just shows how vital and how prestigious this tournament really is. And Cypher up by 6 frags now.
I don't know if he missed the Brazil game, I think he probably watched the Brazil game as well, because he actually said he only had 4 hours sleep last night.
I don't think you could miss anything, because the streets of Paris lit up with horns last night. It was quite phenomenal. They went on for hours and hours, but here we go. Hyper Blaster coming in. Kept midway awake all night, we're told, as Cypher's going to make his way forward, collect himself up the yellow. He's only got 57 points of health and 50 armor, 152 on the board. This is the Quake4 Grand Final, and Cypher has just, not intentionally slowed things down, but is now going to come in with the LG, rocket, and rail from Winz, put Cypher up in the midair, and now he's going to convert off the spawn, pull this back to a 4-frag game, 20-16. ReDeYe, can Winz go all the way?
I think he won't. Well, I think he might well be able to, but Cypher coming back with some machine gun off the spawn. It's a great set of machine guns, and actually that is all about the previous spawn that he had. He spawned right in Winz's face. He carried on machine gunning him, stood his ground, and Winz didn't expect that, then whipped out the LG, then shot him down, but he took a load of health off him with a machine gun, which meant that when he spawned the next time round, he also did the same thing with a machine gun, and this time he actually went fully down and exchanged the rails right through that middle area yet again. Cypher pops his way through again. He's going to be really aggressive and hunt down Winz, even though he has a 5-frag lead here with 60 seconds remaining, and will rail him again. Great shot from Cypher, and I think that's pretty much it now for map 1. He's going to get another one off the spawn here with the LG. Yes, he will go round the round a maypole, as it were, with the yellow armour behind the wall, and Cypher now clocking up a 7-frag lead with 50 seconds. He can almost wait the spawns out here and claim map 1.
Yes, indeed. And you know what I've been most impressed with from Cypher? And I don't know how best to articulate this, but I've been really impressed with his movement. And when you say movement to like a Quake player, like, oh, CPMA, no. I mean movement in terms of his ability to simply get around the map unrigidly. Most of these players are sort of forward, left, right. Cypher, with a combination of crouch jumps, with a combination of 180-degree turns, picking up items in such great speed. Winz has actually made this one, picked himself up 2 frags. He's going to convert here and make it a full frag game with 12 seconds to go. This would be quite stunning. Winz now on the prowl. He rockets forward, finds him off the spawn. 1-2 there. He's now going to make his way forward. Surely there's enough time if Cypher delays the spawn, which he has done. And well done to Cypher. GG. Winz, though, suddenly had quick map control, quick conversions, and he made that 23-20. And I think that's a fair reflection of how close that game was.
To know that unless we see something very shocking, it's definitely going to be Frantic that Winz picks. This is going to be the second map of the grand final, ESWC. Cypher claiming the first one. And I can tell you from all the stats of this ESWC 2006, Winz has not lost a single Frantic map in the entire tournament. We'll see whether he does indeed carry on that trend, or whether Cypher can rescue it away from him. And remember, if he can, he will be the world champion for ES World Sports Cup 2006. And he's opened this one up with a wonderful rocket off the spawn. He'll get another one here with the LG, and 15 seconds in, he's already got a 2 frag lead. Winz spawning luckily right by the red armor. That's so annoying for Cypher as well, because he was just about to go in there and collect that one. Oh, another couple of rockets. Actually, Winz might have jumped that one, I think. Actually jumped, bunny hopped over the top of that rocket that flew towards the exit of the red armor corridor and didn't get any damage. I was about to say it was a wonderful rocket, but it looked like it was going to hit him in the face. He managed to jump over the top of it. Incredible. Roadrunner style. 2-0. Cypher leads with 40 seconds into the game.
I would love to have seen that 3D Matrix almost, as Winz now is down by 2, making his way across towards the red armor. Does collect it now, grenading out, rockets in hand. Going to push his way forward, does take some LG. A bit too far for to really connect with the LG. Now he is going to come right up close, and Winz is down to 1 point of health. And he's going to pick himself up the armor. Will now, well, he can't fall because he'll die. So he's going to hold off. The 50 can't spawn. Cypher's going to try and tickle him. So Winz is just going to hide behind this big pole for the next 15 minutes. As he holds off, grenades get dropped down. Winz does land a rocket up the backside, but he can't find a bubble of health.
For love nor money. I mean, where are they all?
And he's just stuck here. 1 point of health, 65 points of armor. Cypher doesn't know this, obviously, otherwise he'd be far more aggressive than he is. And he's just picked up another one of the 25. But where is Winz with that 1 point of health? He's just holding off.
Still got 1 point of health. I mean, this is incredible. We actually watched him. He's finally going to pick up a 25. He'll probably get the other one in the top corridor as well. Yes, he does. Then drops down and almost, that 1 point he might have created with. And he has finally picked up the Frantic mega health, which is the 50 in the middle of the map, and restored himself back to 100. But that was an incredible save from Winz. I mean, he was around one health point for about 35 seconds there. And Cypher was busy topping himself back up with health and stealing all the bubbles all over the map. Winz was like, he went to the centre, no bubbles, nothing at all, no 50. He went to the end corridor, no health bubbles. I mean, how is that possible? It was incredible. Now they're going head to head with LG. Winz pinned down in the red armor corridor. He will actually get himself back out and through back towards shotgun. Cypher down to 5 health points though, and he will now have to do the survival trick. And it is 2-0 in the lead though, with 2.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, Winz has picked himself up to 50, Frantic's version of the mega health, if you will. And he was actually down to about 30 points of health himself before picking that up. But Cypher is going to get down by Winz, flying through the air. The flying French will take that. Cypher will down spawn up right underneath him, but he's landed some with a shotgun and downed Winz to just 19 points of health. 2-1 the score after 2.5 minutes or more. And now it will be Winz to launch some grenades down in towards the red armor room. He'll hold off, he'll toss a rocket down to the feet, and he'll get 2 hit sounds off those rockets. Don't know quite how conclusive the hits were, but he's down to just 59 points of health and 60 points of armor, picks up a 25 bubble, holding off, and Cypher won't give this next frag away cheaply, but does take a rocket off the teleported roof, and is now going to toss one straight back at his opponent, and Cypher is now 96 and 48, so he's got himself well stacked up, tossing grenades down towards the red armor, lands one of them, and it's all about chipping away at your opponent right now. And he's just not giving up. He's playing this one very cleverly. He
is playing very, very clever indeed. I think he probably watched the Forever game against Winz, and that was pretty much the closest that Winz has come to losing on Frantic in this entire tournament. And I think what was different about it was Winz got frustrated by the fact that Forever was playing a really cagey game. He stayed at one end of the map for 4 minutes without actually getting anything involved with just a shotgun. And Winz could have gone down there with 200 at any time he liked, or 200, 100 at any time he liked, and just didn't do that. And that's because we have no mega health. Great Cypher with an LG shot across from the LG ledge back towards the grenades area, and that was a stunning piece of LG. It didn't look as if it was actually going to take him down with one hit. A couple of rockets now flying down towards the acid. He's going to pin him in that acid as well. Cypher with another quick frag, and I tell you what, Winz has not opened up very well again here. And remember yesterday, he was 3-0 down, he was 9-2 down, and still came back against Forever to claim the map. It's his map. You don't beat Winz on Frantic.
No, and I'm trying to think of who has. I mean,
Vu actually took down Winz in the Euro Cup last season after losing it quite heavily the first time, and they both picked the map. That's the last time I remember him losing it.
I think in the grand final of Toplan, Fookie took a map off him, one of these off him, but
What?
he lost in the winners bracket.
Right, I think you might be right.
However,
but it's rare.
Yeah, exactly. We're struggling to think of these moments where he's lost the map on Frantic, and now he's 5-1 down after 5 minutes. And Cypher, I'm in love with this guy. He's playing so well. He's playing, everyone says it's because I made mistakes or I played badly. Cypher is playing so well, and he's coming out now with the LG Winz. We'll play that one though.
Slight mistake there actually from Cypher, as you were saying that as well. He went to go off the sideball by the yellow and actually didn't make the jump in the end. Ended up sliding back down the wall to his doom because Winz was waiting for him just in case that mistake occurred, and that's exactly what happened. And you're right, a lot of players have said, I made lots of mistakes, I should have won, I should have beaten him, I could have beaten him, but they didn't. And the fact is, Cypher is now in the ES World Sports Cup, in the final, the grand final. He's 5-3 up against Winz here in the second match, having won the opening one by 23-20. He's the guy that's here.
Now the question is, yes, he's playing very well and he's one map up, but is it can he maintain that momentum? Yesterday it was undoubtedly that he was in the zone. Now is he a zone player? Sometimes you can see players progress through brackets so much quicker on one day, and then Sunday comes and they throw it all away. I don't think that's the case with Cypher. He's winning 5-3 on Winz's map. He's already one map up, and so I think he's already, answered that question, that actually he is this all-round star. He's going to make his way forward. Winz now charging into that red armor spawn with the LG. He did land a lot there. You can hear the hit sounds, but he's taking it back from Cypher, who's taken his 6th frag now, and come out with 90 points of health. I think he picked up the 50, but still in great shape. He's got the top yellow armor now as well. On the prowl, picks up some shards, now picks up some 5s as well, and is now in very good shape for this next battle as it tosses rockets through, now launches into Winz with that LG after going through the teleporter. Winz is just going to hold off. He's not got the weaponry to fight. And there's one thing about Winz, and this map in particular, deny him the LG, and you may be able to take this map relatively easily. Yeah,
maybe. I mean, his rockets have been sublime. There's a great rocket jump from Cypher, really risky as well. Nearly planted himself right into Winz's path with the shotgun out, and luckily got himself away. There's a great couple of rockets from Winz, though, into the low corridor. Now the LG streaming out from Cypher, but Winz with the great equalising shotgun comes through to narrow the gap to 2. A couple of rockets off the spawn this time from Cypher, reducing Winz down to 25. Will grab himself a 25 bubble in the middle. But I tell you what, Cypher has been really great at doing this last few days, and that is he will stand next to a nice big fat piece of health and wait to be attacked, and then when he's attacked he has the advantage by picking it up and effectively giving himself another bubble. We saw him again in the middle area when he went to play Winz with the rockets. He stood by the 50, he waited for him to be hit, he then took the 50 as well, and it's not rocket science, it really isn't, but yet this guy seems to do it all the time and other players do it now and again.
Yeah, very, very clever. He's diversity to Quake, if you will, and I'm excited to see it as we move on now with Winz 6.
Wow!
Score.
I've just been told that apparently they are chanting Cypher's name in the main stadium spectator area.
Well, I mean, Winz has just pulled it back to 6-5 actually. However, that's the love of this game. We spent the whole of 2005 watching Vu and Fatality battle it out, boring us to death. Now, you're not going to have the same champion 2 tournaments in a row. And I think that's in fact a fact, that we have not had the same champion in 2 major tournaments in a row in Quake 4. And
I think it depends how you call major tournaments. Callers certainly won 2. CPL and CPL Winter and of course WSVG DreamHack, so I don't know.
But they weren't in a row. There was
not in a row. Yeah.
Between there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Socrates has beaten him.
Yeah.
And and that's the beauty of this. You're always enjoying and seeing a new final. Now Winz is in this final. Now Winz is leveled up with a double rocket into Cypher, and it's game almost 6.5 minutes to go. We can get carried away with the romance of this Cypher situation. However, we have one Frenchman that just doesn't care about the romance. He just doesn't care about how much this young Belarusian has come through. He just wants to win himself a big check and take ESWC for the second year in a row. And it's Winz, and he whips out the LG, chasing down Cypher now as he comes out of the teleporter. 80 to 130, 6-6 tie game, 6 minutes on the board. And, well, looking around for something little.
Yeah, I think you should be worried right now when it's 6-6 with 6 to go. It is tied up though. Cypher then trying to attack Winz by the high yellow. Winz not having any of it, and he's at shotgun, long range along the top corridor, and it was one of the Russian shotguns from Winz. It's actually giving him the lead here. He might get another one off the spawn. Does so with that LG. Great shot from him, and now he will hunt that red armor, and has got the red armor now as he will exit low. And just trying to work out where Cypher might have spawned. He's actually spawned high, and Winz didn't realise it either. He was just as blind as I was. A couple of great rockets from the Belarusian as Winz actually gets trapped in the acid. And, well, Cypher could have gone down there and finished him off, I think, but he didn't. He chose not to. And Winz will survive to see another day. He has managed to restore most of his health back now. 87 health, 69 on the armour. Spamming off those Hyper Blaster shots down low. And now they'll both meet at the red armour. Oh, Winz surprised with Cypher standing on the light where the red armour spawns. Unlucky, says Winz. And, well, Winz actually went into that red armour corridor backwards. He slid in there in reverse without the beeping sounds going off, and that wasn't the one he wanted to do, because Cypher just waited there right on the light and said, "Hey, yeah," and slammed him in the back to reduce the deficit to 1 frag.
Well, I saw him, so why didn't Winz? You know, I could be in the SWC finals, maybe. 4 minutes and 35 seconds, 8-7 in favour of Winz. If Cypher wins this, he will have won his third straight match in 2 maps, and will be an ESWC champion. That is as convincing as you like. Rockets coming out left, right, and centre. Winz getting pinned back in that red armor spawn. He's only got 35 points of health, and he's only got a 1 frag lead. Another rocket's going to come forward. He's going to be allowed to pick up that 50, but Cypher's going to try and chew away at that with the LG. Winz did land 1 big rocket in on Cypher that pushed him back down to 38 points of health. However, neither of them looking too fruitful at the moment, health and armor-wise. We will spy Cypher making his way forward over towards the top yellow spawn. Cypher now going to hold on, dropping rockets down towards the, towards where he thinks Winz is, and where is Winz? He's down at the red armor, 78 and 170 health and armor respectively, and he's going to spy his opponent well met in this attack, but Cypher is now going to hold off, and this will be the wrong time. Oh no, actually Cypher's 100-100, so he's going to go in, he's going to land a great grenade at the feet of Winz, and pinned him back, and Winz is in trouble here. Yeah,
Winz has to be very, very careful. He's only got a 1 frag lead here. He doesn't want to be sitting here for another 3.5 minutes in that red armor corridor, trapped and not able to get out. But on the other hand, Cypher will have to make a move, and it's just, well, Winz, he does a very dangerous, risky rocket jump, which actually ruins down his health to 17. He'll pick up the 25 bubble as well, then drop down, make his way through the portal and back up high into the high yellow area. That high yellow not spawning. Winz just able to pick up some more rockets. He only had 1 remaining. Now they'll go LG to LG, neither of them staying around and hanging around, and oh wow, Cypher again rages down Winz with the LG to 17 health. 3 minutes remaining here, 1 frag the difference, and Cypher again down, waiting for that 50 bubble of health, trying to get some LG off, and finally does so and connects with Winz's face and takes him down to tie it back up at 8-8, and I bet they're cheering his name right now. Brilliant rockets though from Winz as Cypher came back through the middle area, 2 rockets slamming to his face, and Winz restores his 1 frag lead after he'd held it for some 4 minutes without reply. Brilliant LG though in the middle area again, and Cypher goes down. He'll spawn a shotgun here, and he's now found himself, instead of reducing the gap back after working so hard to get it back level, he's found himself 2 frags down very, very quickly. Oh, but he's leveled it back up there with a brilliant LG barrage down at the red armor. He pulls himself back into this one. 1 frag, 2 minutes to get it, and every question you can ask Cypher, he will answer in some style. You could even ask him what the capital of Kazakhstan is right now, and he'd know. But Winz with a double rocket picked him out of the yellow armor, up into the wall, and then whilst up against the wall, he slammed another rocket right between the teeth, and followed up with another LG off the spawn. 12-9 to score. Winz with 2 quick frags, and Winz will not be outshone here. Winz will not be beaten on home ground here. You cannot turn around and say to Winz that there is too much romance in this. He says, I don't care, and he wants to win this. And the crowd might not be cheering his name right now, but as Cypher comes out with some LG, he has dropped Winz down to low HP, but he's going in for the kill. Maybe that's the wrong decision right there. Yes, it is the right decision. He comes in with a Hyper Blaster from nowhere. He's going to have to pull away with just 6 points of health. He's got 50 armor, but no health at all. He's trying to grab that 25 bubble. He does. He's down to 23 points of health, though, as Winz charges him away. What a crucial 1 Hyper Blaster pellet that was, that just went into Winz's buttocks as he went through the teleporter. And now it is 12-10.
with 80 seconds to go.
Yeah, anyone's game still. However, Cypher in a very dangerous position here. Has had just 2 health. Has been able to pick up some 5s in the middle walkway. There's small consolation right now. He needs a big fat 50 health down low. He hasn't been able to spy that. He hasn't got any health at the other end of the map and by the corner yellow either. But he will pick up some armour. 120 armour now, 17 on the health. Meanwhile, Winz stacked 100, 100. And we'll just wait for Cypher in the middle area. As soon as you're ready, pal, let's go head to head. He knows he's danger. He knows he's down on health. 50 seconds now remaining and 2 frags the difference. Winz just has to play this one cagey, but Cypher is busy building back up his health. One more onslaught he will have to try and rescue this map, and if he can rescue it, of course, his map will be 2-0 and the World Cup will be his. Some grenades popping through the hole in the floor. Winz just waiting around at the red armour with the LG primed. He has taken another red here. Cypher again is going to have to go all aggressive and go in there. Winz into the little lava, into the acid on the side by the red. That's not particularly helpful, but he's still staying in there, and again Cypher comes back. 18 seconds, 17 seconds, running out of time. Rocket jump from Winz back to the middle. Might have been a little mistake there. No, he comes back with some brilliant LG, and Cypher says GG, and we will go to a third map, and this match deserves it, no doubt about it. Great comeback from Winz. We were talking about how well Cypher was playing. We said though, Winz had never lost this map in this entire tournament. He remains undefeated on Frantic.
Knock Winz at your peril, the reigning Unreal Tournament champion, going for a double game salute, and boy oh boy, has he deserved it as well. He's played brilliantly. We can get all romantic about Cypher, and we will do, but Winz is a true champion. Winz is a true player. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, you're inside the game, TosspoT and ReDeYe, and we're ready to rock and roll in the biggest Quake4 tournament to date, as Winz vows to take home his second consecutive ESWC champion. The debutant Cypher says, oh no, you won't. But we've gone to Monsoon, and I say that Monsoon is advantage Winz.
I say advantage Cypher, so we're going to be at completely odds. Cypher hasn't lost on this map the entire tournament. Winz has been beaten by a number of different players in this map, so I'm going to go completely at odds with these. You want some more money on this?
Well, on the top map...
I mean, I don't know why you like Cypher, or love him, as you said in the previous map, because he's lost you a lot of money this weekend.
Here we go, Winz going to make a move in with the LG. This battle doesn't happen just yet. The point I say that on is in the top 2 matches against Cooler and Rockets coming in. No frag from Ken just yet in the first 50 seconds. In the final 2 matches for Cypher, he played Toxic. Rockets coming in, Winz with a sublime double rocket. Cypher came through the teleporter, Winz with 1 to the feet, and the second in midair, and Winz has been oh so deadly with that rocket. However, as I was saying, Cypher has not played this map against Toxic or against Cooler, and thus, I'm basing this on the matches I've seen against opposition of this class. And thus, I know that Winz can come and compete on this against anyone on any day, and that's why I'm saying it's perhaps advantage.
I know I'm not questioning your decision. I'm just saying, do you want some money?
Yeah, there it is. I'll put €5 on Winz to win because he's just taken a 2-frag lead with.
Fine, you heard it live. It's €5, so. Okay, we'll do €5 because I think Cypher can take this one regardless of what we've seen. I mean, you and I have both seen and commentated on plenty of games with Winz playing on Monsoon. In fact, it seemed like he only ever played Monsoon at Confland for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, we've commentated on him so many times playing on Monsoon. So we know how good it is. He's 2 up already here in the grand final. Remember, this is the grand final. First and second places will be decided. Gold and silver. 2-0 to Winz in terms of the frags on this particular map. 1-1 on maps. And this is then the final and deciding map. They go head-to-head here with the LG over by the yellow spawn, and Winz will take Cypher down for a 3-0 lead as Cypher feels the cold, wet grass in the back of his neck. But he's dead, and he is down by 3-0.
Yes, he is, and this deciding map is quite special. Winz has Cypher's come up with a rocket frag there to Winz that has now got himself right in the thick of things again. La, says Winz, or Aya. Maybe he's speaking Icelandic, I don't know. But 3-1. Cypher answers the question again. Did look like Winz may be able to get on a bit of a momentum, bit of a steam train. But again, Cypher comes up with a big rocket frag there with 12 minutes and 20 left on the board. Winz 3, Cypher 1, and now we have got Winz going to drop himself down. Cypher can drop himself down. Mega has spawned. Winz is over by the Mega, but Winz is over by the red, and Cypher's going to pick up the Mega. And with 12 minutes exactly left on the board, Cypher's slowed the pace of this one down to allow him to pick up some of these power-ups. Yep,
absolutely. 3-1. 3 minutes gone. Winz just taking a little back seat right now because Cypher got off a really good rocket and took Winz down, and that kind of stopped him in his tracks a little bit. He had started off very, very aggressive and had controlled pretty much everything from the early minute They're getting 3 quick frags, but Cypher again surprised actually from Winz, jumping through the window and trying to take him down. Will take him down again with rockets. Good use of the LG as well. And Cypher was he did seem taken by surprise again, and that's not the first time we've seen a brilliant pixel perfect rail though. Cypher coming in with that one, and Winz will drop down on him from above, grab that LG kill and top his health up. He only had 20 remaining, but well, Cypher will be really frustrated at that one, but comes in with rocket. We get a double kill. Winz goes down and Cypher goes down. The rockets from Cypher were great. The LG from Winz was brilliant. It's equalisation. It's 6-2, and we played 4 minutes.
Yeah, but Winz got a brilliant spawn off that. He took his own LG and Cypher's rocket and then went down and clicked the red armor. Now he's landed LG after LG onto Cypher. He's going to try and finish this one off with the rocket. No, he's not going to be allowed to do that. And Cypher with the rail plucks Winz out of midair, and Winz had Cypher really in a tricky situation there. He's now picked himself up to 76 points of health. He wasn't that high before, and now Cypher can pick himself up the Mega, and he's up 175. However, he does not have, now he has the yellow armor as well. So Cypher in good nick, but down by 3 frags. The score is 6-3, and here we go. Cypher with the rail, misses it that time. Winz has, not to the best of my recollection, actually landed a rail frag in this game, on this map. And in fact, no, he hasn't. 5 of them come from discharge and 1 from the rocket. And that is the interesting fact here. Winz has played this map for the opening 5 minutes completely independently of the rail.
Yeah, and I think that might well be coming from the demos that he's watched. He wants to try and mirror. That's what we were talking about yesterday, if you remember. Mirroring in terms of gaming is actually pretty rare, but it does happen occasionally. And what you try and do is you try and use a weapon that you don't want, or that you would rather fight with the other guy with, if that makes any sense. So if he has strong rail, what you don't do is fight him with rail. You fight him with rockets and get him to play rocket arena with you, and in that way you have an advantage. And at the moment it's working really well, and Winz is doing that right now. He's staying away from the rail, which is very unusual. I mean, he does not have a bad rail. Let's make no bones about that. Some great LG work from Cypher, but he's had to back away. Winz 100, still stacked actually well, 100 health, 150 on the armor as well. So I don't know. I thought that was better than maybe it was better than it looked.
Thanks, Winz coming out now with the LG that's going to push on in, and he's going to just chew away at the Mega that Cypher just picked up. Cypher has now just 25 points of health. He has picked up that red armor, and it's saving him here as he snow plows through Winz, crouch down, press forward, LG out, and drops Winz down. 6-4 the score, but he's so low. Another rail comes out from Winz. A second rail comes out from Winz, and cometh the hour, cometh the rail for the Frenchman, and he is now restoring that 3-point lead. But Cypher with the LG off the spawn drops Winz, turns it himself around. We hear Winz spawn up. He is where? He's now going to pick up that rail. Maybe it's a changed game now as he's got himself, he's landed 2 rail shots already and is now looking for more. He's going to hop himself across towards the Mega, pick it up for possibly the first time this map. This, however, has just had it all taken away by one strong Mega, by one strong rail, and he's now down to just 100 points of health. Winz 8 minutes and 42 seconds to go with a 2 frag lead against Cypher of Belarus. Winz with absolutely nothing now after taking a rail in the face from Cypher. He's got 40 points of health, now 50 points of armor, now going to pick up a 25 and is running for his life as Cypher hounds him down, trying to make up this disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, 2 frags the difference, still in anyone's game, and Winz will be hunting the Mega house, but he wasn't able to take it that last time round. Cypher will take that one, but brilliant rocket from Winz, bounces Cypher up in the air, but he uses a great set of LG cells to try and keep him away from that red armor, and Cypher will pop back and pick that up. Winz, in the mean hand, has had just 14 health remaining, no armor whatsoever, as a rail trained up and almost got surprised by Cypher flying round the room and in towards that LG room as Winz was waiting for it to spawn, and, well, had to land something. It was a brilliant rail, landed down that Cypher, down to 14 health himself now. A rail exchange again, and neither of them were able to land it as... Well, where is this next frag coming from? Cypher waits for Winz to drop across to the far side, takes him down with a brilliant rail, and will claim the Mega health as his prize as well, and a red armor to boot. What a great section of play by both players. They hardly ever missed all the way through that section, and neither of them went down. Cypher has reduced the gap back to 1 more. Will he get another frag here? No. And Winz just about got away with that one. I thought he might have gone down with the LG in Cypher's hands, but he didn't do so that time round. 7-6 is the score then, as we move into the final half of the final map of ESWC Quake 4.
Yes, it is, and here we go. Cypher picks himself up the red armor. He's going to make his way forward now with rail in hand. He's got 7 minutes on the clock to edge his way forward. Cypher takes a rail in the chest from Winz, and Winz in the second half of the map has really been using this rail to his advantage. And as we said, he has a stunning rail, and he's really shown it now. However, Cypher still has 100-100. Winz to pick up the Mega, and now has landed another rail. He's going to have to whip out to the LG this time because his opponent's landed it. Winz with a double rail. Cuts down Cypher this time. It's 8-6. Winz takes that one. He needs the health, though. He's going to pick up a 25 bubble. He's at 100 armor, but only 63 health. Picks up the 50. We're right behind Cypher's back. And now Cypher is going to move on down and is just going to battle it out for this rail spawn, actually. It would look like Mega is up, though, at this moment. And now, if they both want to get it, they're both going to have to fight for the teleporter rights. And Winz is going to win it with a nice little LG. Put the jump through. Collect that Mega. Now move in for the LG frag. Not going to get that red armor, though. Cypher will take that off the board. But Winz is still chasing. Winz still wants this one. Rocket 1, Rocket 2. Cypher down. Winz leading 10-6 with 6 minutes left on the board.
Yeah, 4 frags the difference now. Can the Frenchman claim a second consecutive ESWC title? We will find out in less than 6 minutes. Cypher's doing his very best, but Winz also doing his very best. And again, he providing Rocket, and exactly what we said earlier, Cypher coming back with Rockets and not rail. They'll go LG to LG, and somehow Cypher wins that battle. Winz just absolutely destroyed with the LG, but plucks out a brilliant rail shot as Cypher flies across the map in towards Winz's face. It looked like the LG would win the battle. It didn't, and we're back to 5 frag difference at 12-7. Now Winz trying to land another LG. They'll go face to face here again. The LG comes out with a brilliant rocket from Cypher, pins Winz to the board, and takes that 4 frag difference back again. 5:19 remaining, still anyone's game, but you're just starting to feel that perhaps Winz has a slight advantage here.
Yeah, he's got something about him right now. He's really the well, on this map, he looks like he's got a lot more confidence in his opponent. Winz will wrap himself up another LG frag, and could Cypher's ESWC chances be going away with this next LG barrage from Winz? And yes, it is. 14-8 the score. Winz will pick up the Mega Health as well now, and now Cypher will come at him with the LG. Cypher's going to have to make a choice here. Now, is he going to play these next 5 minutes? Well, he's going to play it with an LG in hand, and he's going to put those LG shots straight into Winz. He'll take it, the frag, he'll pull us back to 5, and now Winz is in trouble. He'll pull us back to 4, right off Cypher at your peril. 4 minutes and 34 seconds on the board. Cypher makes his way forward. He's got 50 points of health and 50 points of armor, holding off on the bottom, picks himself up the rail. More possibly to deny Winz that rail as well. He's going to go down, collect himself up the yellow armor, now at 100 armor, now picks up another 25. He's in good nick with 4 frags to get and 4 minutes to get them in. Winz is going to pick himself up the red armor and is now about to move over towards the rocket launcher. Picks that up, adds that to his arsenal, collects some shards. 100-100 for Winz, and Cypher 138-60. So both very well armored up as they go into this one. Cypher scopes up, lands a rail that I didn't even see the corner of Winz's foot on, and now he has been detowed as Winz is now holding off and 67 points of health, and another red armor is put him in good nick.
It has indeed. Yeah, we are down into the last 4 minutes then. 4 frags the difference. Still nothing separating these two players whatsoever. Winz now making his way down onto the grass, just underneath the LG area. Sees rockets flashing out from ahead of him, just by the red armor. The Mega Health, underneath the Mega Health spawn. Will hop himself back up towards the rockets here, back towards that red armor. No, actually won't. He'll go back towards the yellow and see whether he can pick up that railgun, and he has finally picked it up. Winz then landing a couple of rockets down on that grass walkway again. Cypher pops himself down through the rail spawn. Winz then holding back, trying to exchange some rails. Actually still going with the rockets toss, and that's been a real feature of this, I have to say. Demo watching can help sometimes, and perhaps that's exactly what he's done. LG to LG battle yet again. Winz though standing his ground, 150 health, no armor whatsoever, and still 4 frags the difference as we go down into the final 3 minutes.
Yes indeed, Winz picks himself up the red armor now, 150-100 for him. Now LG out, takes a rocket to the face, loses all of that red armor, takes a rail in the chest as well, loses all of that 150, down to just 14, picks himself up a 50 and is now on the prowl. Picks himself up those 25 points of armor from the shards on the grass, and Cypher finds his opponent, but he's down himself to just 40 points of health, waiting on the yellow to spawn. It hasn't done yet. He's rocketing across towards the red. It has spawned now. Cypher is waiting on the Mega, which spawns now as well. He'll hop himself through the teleporter, collect the Mega unchallenged. That's allowed him to get himself back into this game, but Winz has done exactly that as well. 64 health, 130 armor on the other side, 218 on the board, and Winz is going to hold off. He's quite happy to slow this game down, quite happy to take some of the pace out of it. Spies a rail in the landing on the concrete in front of him. He picks up the next 50, and now just watches rocket number 112 of this match bypass him in the face, and Winz is now going to hold off on the bottom, making his way forward. Just again staying on the complete left-hand side of this map, and is oblivious to where Cypher can find him, and Cypher going to pick himself up the Mega, but will whip out the LG, but it's LG to LG right in the very center. If Winz wins this, surely it's GG, and it is 15 to 10, ReDeYe.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, I can't see how Cypher can come back now. We're down into the last 90 seconds. Actually, Cypher's going to surprise Winz here with some rockets in the back, but he's also taken a whole load of damage from the LG as well. And I think the French might well be celebrating another World Cup win here. Winz coming in with another railgun. 125. The GG is surely going to come out now. 6 frags the difference. And I think my money is heading off towards the pocket of a certain TosspoT from ITG.
Now it's going to be Cypher coming out in the spawn, and Winz will follow up, and Cypher will crater to his death and lose the frag. And it's been a true romance story. It's been, third division side in the FA Cup against Manchester United. It's been everything, that you'd want. Underdog with no status against Winz with all status. However, it is GG cold, and ladies and gentlemen of Against All Authority, Winz is your ESWC Quake4 champion. The returning Unreal Tournament 2004 champion has switched games and has reigned supreme. The only 1 versus 1 game here, and he has defended his crown oh so sublimely, taking Cypher down in 3 maps, losing Lost Fleet but winning on Frantic and Monsoon. Winz, your champion.
Indeed. It's been a fabulous tournament. I've enjoyed a lot of the matches here. We've seen a lot of great games, been a lot of great players. We've also seen some of the great players replaced, perhaps, momentarily at least, at the ESWC by some of the talented players who've come through. We've seen a lot of great performances, not least of which by Cypher, of course, as well, and forever taking 3rd place as well this morning in a game against Caller. It will be, however, Winz who is the champion for 2006. He continues his reign from 2005.